This is Dr. V. Anitha Rani, Assistant Professor of Chemistry from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today we are going to discuss about importance of waste management. So what is waste management? So waste management can be defined as all the activities that are required to manage waste from the point of collecting the waste to recycling and monitoring. So we collect all the waste from different sources of waste and we go for recycling and disposing of the waste. So waste management refers to unwanted or unusable material that is produced through the activity of humans and can have different forms. So whatever the waste we are collecting in environment from the earth surface, so that is produced by the activity of human beings. So waste can be either solid, liquid or gas. So with each having its disposal method and way of managing the waste. So there are three types of waste here, classified into three types, that is solid, liquid and gaseous waste. So there are also different types of waste such as household waste, biological waste, commercial waste and industrial waste. So most of the time we are collecting the waste from household and industrial waste. So some types of waste can form a threat to the environment. For example, we are using plastic bag or plastic bottle. So when we are using this plastic bottle or plastic bag, so that when we are disposing, when we are throwing in environment on the surface of the earth, so that is not decomposed. So that is non-biodegradable. So this type of waste, that is threat to the environment. And also it is threat to the human health also. Such as one more example we can discuss here, radioactive waste and chemical waste. So chemical waste we are collecting from the industries, chemical industries. So when people are exposed to the chemical waste, so their health will be affected here. So this type of waste is called hazardous waste. So this is a hazardous waste disposal, so that we can dispose in a proper manner, so that we can protect the health of the human beings. So the aim of waste management is to reduce the dangerous effect of the such as waste means to protect the environment and also human health. So a big part of waste management deals with the municipal solid waste. So now everywhere we can see these plants are established, municipality plants. So where they collect waste from the household and waste from the industries and waste from the commercial. So by collecting the waste from these industries, commercial and household activity, so these municipality plants, so they are disposing, means some material they are giving for recycling and some material they are disposing in a landfill. So over the past few years, waste management has become a global concern. Commonly, this waste is generated, we know that household, factories, construction waste, refineries and nuclear power plants. But now, as the population is increasing, consumption trends also changing. Means when we take what type of food we are using now, so we are having a number of food items, means we are taking food items also increased now. So now we are collecting waste also, food waste also more. And when we take one more example, electronic waste. So we are not using, as the technology is developed, as the population is increasing, they are not using the old equipment or old items. So they are going for new electronic items. So along this, with the improvement of lifestyle of the human beings, it has posed alarming threats to the environment. So if waste is not managed properly, it can cause serious problems to human health and also environment. So it is necessary for people and business to know the importance of waste management. So waste management is now not about merely dumping the unwanted things in a random way, but has become a systematic process consisting of collection, transportation and proper disposal of garbage, sewage and other waste products. So we have to collect the waste and we have to transport it, and after transportation we have to dispose it properly So where we have to dispose it? So at that site, we have to take the waste in a transportation and we have to dispose it properly. And this also offers various after disposing some waste, and we can go for recycling of the plastic and recycling of food waste. We can produce energy, so we can go for recycling. Okay, and we can put the waste into productive use. So according to some research reports, every year 62 million tons of waste is generating, out of which only 28% of waste is recycled. Out of 62 million tons, so when we take percentage wise, 28% of waste is recycled and 72% is left on the road and landfill areas for several years. So which is fraught with hazardous consequences. So presently, most of the developing countries are facing almost similar situation, because in developed countries, in a proper manner, they will dispose the waste. Okay, so but in developing countries, some places they will dispose the waste properly, but some places still they are not disposing the waste properly. So therefore, segregating various kinds of waste from the household, or we can take waste collection. We can take from industries or from household, in a proper manner we have to collect and we have to dispose it properly, and sustainable we can go for sustainable development in a day-to-day life. So why we need waste management? The handling and disposing of liquid and solid waste, its treatment and recycling for further use falls under waste management. So centuries ago, people used to dispose their waste by digging a hole into a far-off land area. So in olden days, population is very less and waste production also less. So what they have done? They have dig a hole and they have put that waste into that hole, and no pollution is there in that days. But now, as the population is increased and waste disposal, it have become a big problem, so that we have to go for waste management, means how to collect the waste, how to go for transportation, how to dispose it, and in what way we can dispose it, means either we can go for recycling some items or we have to dispose it properly. So waste production was less due to low population in the days, but now the waste population is more, waste production is more because of the as the population is increased. So but now here disposal problem is very difficult. So the waste produced nowadays includes non-biodegradable and inorganic elements. So if this waste is disposed in landfills, it will decompose unnaturally and will take a lot of time. So waste management allows users to efficiently and properly dispose all kinds of waste, because we are having different types of waste here, like when we take solid waste, liquid waste, and we can take gaseous waste. Whatever the types of waste we are taking, in that types also hazardous waste, and we can take biomedical waste, e-waste. When we take these different types of waste, and we have to dispose it properly also, because we are collecting a lot of waste nowadays. So we can see here waste removal and waste management. So what we are going to focus is waste removal, waste treatment, waste transportation, and storage and collection, and landfill disposal. Some waste we go for landfill disposal, and some waste we go for recycling and reuse. So what we do in waste management is, so here we will collect the waste first. We will collect the waste. After collecting, we separate the waste. We separate the different types of waste and we go for transportation. After transportation, we go for some waste, we go for recycling and reusing, and some waste we go for landfill. So waste management is very, very important as it saves the environment. So if we are not doing waste management, So all the waste whatever we are collecting every day, as the population is more, so this waste will be, so that will be, it will be on the surface of the land for more days or more years. And so that some waste is not decomposed properly, or some waste is decomposing, and we will get all the health problems here. So we have to go for waste management. It is very very important to protect our environment. So waste management is important as it saves the environment from the toxic effects of inorganic and biodegradable element present in waste. So mismanagement of waste can cause water contamination, soil erosion, and air contamination. So if you are not doing properly, here we are not disposing waste properly, what happens immediately? So water will be contaminated, or soil pollution, soil erosion is taking place, and air pollution we get, air contamination is taking place. So we have to go for compulsory here. Waste can be recycled if collected and managed efficiently. So if we are not going for waste management, so here we can know what is happening for water bodies. Means water bodies means we can take rivers, oceans, ponds and all. So what happened here in this picture, we can see on the surface of the water, we can see the green layer is formed, means the growth of the algae. So that is known as eutrophication. So when toxic chemicals it is entering into the water bodies, means when toxic chemicals are mixed up in the water, what happens here immediately means, so there is a growth of algae or growth of aquatic plants is taking place, that is completely covering the water surface of the water, so that the sunlight, it does not penetrate into the water. So the aquatic, when sunlight is not falling into the water, immediately what happens here is the aquatic organisms, what are the aquatic organisms are living in the water, like it, we can tell fish. Okay, so they cannot live here, means they need oxygen. Okay, if sunlight is not penetrating into the not falling into the water, so this fish will die, and the aquatic plants also, it does not grow properly if sunlight, if it is not falling into the water. So here we can discuss waste materials such as plastic, glass and paper can be segregated into different columns in order to process them to make new products which will save the natural resources. So we have to separate all the waste. Plastic we have to separate, glass we have to separate, paper we have to separate, and we have to go for recycling. So when this waste is if we are not going for recycling, so what happens? It usually end up in landfills or oceans, posing threat to the human health and also marine life. So in most of the areas of the world, sewage treatment is not done properly. Sewage treatment is not done properly, so leading to eutrophication. Means what is sewage treatment means? When we take the industries, from the industries we will get dirty water, impure water. So that impure water, it will go and mix into the water bodies. Means it will mix into the rivers, it will mix into the oceans, seas, ponds and all. So when it is mixed into the water bodies, so immediately, so the aquatic life will be affected. So according to World Wild Fund, okay, WWF, World Wild Life Fund, it is estimated that 8 million ton plastic, 8 million ton plastic ends up in oceans each year. Means in oceans every year 8 million ton plastic. 8 million ton plastic, it is there, means it is thrown up in the oceans each year. So today there are many innovations available in waste management, like we can go for recycling waste into usable products. For example, here we can see after taking means we can take this Sprite bottle or any water bottle. Okay, so after drinking that water, okay, so that bottle no need to throw here. we can cut that bottle and we can decorate and we can use, we can keep like on table, we can use as a pens stand and all here. So recycling this waste into usable products, generating methane or fuels, manufacturing new products for home, such as fence post we can do, furniture and so on. So therefore, the importance of managing waste in a very effective way has enhanced many folds nowadays. So now in schools also, or in colleges also, or in homes also, now everyone is they're making into a new products from the waste material. So managing waste in a scientific way. So an effective strategy to dispose the various waste can offer many solutions for the various problems associated with the waste materials. So the most efficient way to deal the waste is to recycle and compost. So there are two ways are there. One is recycling and one is composting. So composting also, it is a very good way that we can compost this waste and that we can use in the field. So it ensures there is a gradual importance of new and cost effective facilities which aim to encourage high environment protection standards. So in this picture we can see all the, after cutting the vegetables, okay, so that we can go for we can take one basket or we can dig any hole and or we can keep all that waste, vegetable waste we can dump into the hole or we can dump into the basket. After few days and all, it will it will convert into compost, so that we can use as a manure in the field for the growth of the plants. So efficient management of landfills. So if you are not disposing waste properly, means on the land, okay, so that leads to the we developing pathogenic microorganisms, means all the health of the human beings will be, it will be affected here when we are not disposing the waste properly. So most landfills lack proper on-site waste management, so thus contributing to some additional threats to the environment. So after certain period, these landfills tend to leak and pollute the groundwater and their neighboring environmental habitats, making waste management a very difficult task. So these landfills also generate potentially unsafe gases. So if we are in this picture, we can see all the trucks are taken their waste by taking the waste and they are disposing one place, but they are not maintaining properly. So the waste will be staying for there for long time in that landfill, and that is affecting health of the human beings. And here we can take radioactive waste or any chemical waste, we have to dispose it properly on the surface of the land. So most of the laws and regulation guiding the operations of landfills are often slack at monitoring and regulating different types of waste like medical waste, municipal waste, special waste or hazardous waste. So this slackness of the laws contributes towards significant increases in toxicity and hazardous waste to a point where the landfill waste problems often lasts up to many decades. But here in this picture we can see the radioactive waste they have taken in like containers, but they have to dispose it properly in landfill. Now concept of 3R. So this is very, very, very important. So we are following now this only. So concept of 3R, that is recycle, reuse and reduce. So keeping the nature of waste generated by the household and industries in view, the 3Rs mantra of reuse, reduce and recycle appears to be more suitable to meet this challenge. So care should be taken to see that these options should be taken up under well sustainable framework. So here recycle, we have to take the waste and we have to go for recycling. So after recycling we can reuse, okay, and reduce. Reduce means first of all we should not see that, we should take care of that. We should not throw the waste more on the surface of the land. So that is reducing the waste. So previously from 1970s, that during that period of time, we are following concept of 3 R's, that is recycle, reuse and reduce. Now we can discuss about 6 R's. 6 R's in the waste management. 6 R's in the waste management. So previously I told only 3 R's: recycle, reuse and reduce. Now 6 R's. So what we are following 6 R's is refuse, reduce, reuse and rot, recycle and repurpose. So first, what is refuse? First one is refuse in 6 R's. In 6 R's, first one is refuse. So what is refuse means? First of all, we know that what is biodegradable waste, what is non-biodegradable waste. So I told that non-biodegradable waste is like you can see here, plastic fork, plastic spoons, knives and plastic bag. This is not non-biodegradable. Means after using that, when we throw that, it is not decomposed. Means what? Here we should be refused to use this type of the material. We should not use so that we can protect our environment. So refusing is about eliminating the waste from the beginning and declining offers for free stuff that would result in instant waste. So people are advised to refuse free stuff that such as coupons or magazines and are stimulated to find reusable alternatives for waste such as single-use plastics. So this can be incorporated into companies' business strategy. So refuse to buy non-recyclable products. So we can buy recyclable products or we can buy the products which can decompose. But we should not buy non-recyclable products so that we can protect the environment. So next one is reduce in waste management. Reduce in waste management. So reduce stands for reducing what is being purchased and being aware of what it is you need and what you want. People are after technology is developed, after all the new items are after all the new items are coming into the market. So people are not aware of that. So what to buy and what to not to buy. So whatever they like, they will buy, they will use it. After using, they will throw that one. But here reduce means we should know that, we should be aware of that, what is you need and what you want. So this goes together with refusing, what also helps in purchasing products of the best quality because they will last longer. If we buy the quality product, we can use for long period of time and that is not affecting the environment and will reduce the times you will need to purchase that product. Also maintaining the products and materials, you have to make them last longer. So reduce means to use less and not waste. So we should not buy whatever we want, we should not buy, and we should not buy the products we are not, which are the products is not having a good quality. We have to buy only quality product and that also what we need, only that we have to buy and we have to use in our day-to-day life. Reuse or repair in waste management. Here in this picture what we can see, after using water bottles and now we have taken these water bottles for plantation. So like that every item whatever we are using in our house or in industries, we should think that whether we can reuse or not, whether we can go for repair. Okay, so third one is reuse or repair in waste management. So before throwing away something and replacing it by a new one, households and businesses are advised to first see if they can reuse or repair it. So this can be the case with, for example, we can take, already I told that we are using these water bottles and we are going for plantation, or we can take, we are throwing the clothes and furniture, whatever devices, we should see that. So that devices or furniture, the old items, whether we can go for recycling or whether we can reuse it. So employers can stimulate employees to reuse items limit the amount of waste that's being produced while also saving money. So reuse also includes donating or selling used products instead of throwing them away. So also buying used products yourself is a way to reuse someone else's items. So fourth one is rot in waste management. So rot stands for composting. This is very, very important. So rot stands for composting. So which is also a way of reducing the amount of waste. So composting does take some time and space. Okay. So I have mentioned before, and that's why. So there are alternative ways of composting. Already we discussed that. So in some sites there are composting drop-off spots or even pickup services. So here what we have to do is, whatever the vegetable scrap is there, okay, food waste is there, we have to go for composting so that we can use in the field. So next is recycle in waste management. After using the any product or any item, so we should see that whether we can go for recycling. So that recycling product we can use. Okay, for example, we are taking paper. We used paper, so that paper we can go for recycling and we can get a new paper. Okay, we can make a new paper, and we can manufacture new paper. So at the same time we can take plastics. So some plastics can be recyclable. So after using the plastics, we can go for recycling and we can use. So in this picture we can see here, we can take waste collection. Waste collection. First we are collecting the waste and we are going for transport. Then we are going for sorting. Okay, we will separate it. Okay, so after that we are going for here bunding, and we are going for shredding, means we will make like a small pieces and all. And after shredding we can go for washing. After washing we can go for here melting and reorganization. So after melting we can make into a new product. So new product we are getting. So in this way the plastic products can be recycled. So first we have to collect the waste, plastic waste. We have to go for transportation. We have to separate it. After separating we have to make into very small pieces. After that we have to wash it and we can go for here we can melt it. That plastic we have we have to melt the plastic, and after that we can go for new product. So last one is repurpose in waste management. So here we can see here repurpose this bottle. Okay, after using we are going for plantation. So in addition, an additional R this one. Okay, actually we follow 5 Rs, but now we are taking 6 Rs. This is additional R. Repurpose is also used when it comes to producing less waste. So repurpose is also known as upcycling and refers to using one item for multiple purpose. This does require some creativity. Means after using this bottle, we are going for like in a creative manner, we are going for planting. Okay, we are going for plantation. So an example of using wasted printed paper, waste printed paper also we can take as a scrap paper, or using cardboard boxes from previous deliveries for storing other supplies. So we can from waste paper we can go for reusing, and cardboards we can take, we can make some product and all. So we can go for repurpose. So this is 5 Rs of waste production, but including one more R extra. So first one is refuse. Okay, so that is say no single use plastic, and the second one is reduce. So the amount of generated waste, okay, you create, reduce waste. And third one is reuse. So say no to disposables and yes to reusables. Okay, and fourth one recycle, we can go for recycling the waste. And fifth one is rot, that is we can go for compost. So this picture we can observe here. So first one is refusing, we should not use plastic items. and reduce. Okay, we should not use must, means we cannot buy more items and all. And we can go for recycling, third one. And reuse any material after using, whether we can see we can reuse. And we can go for repair also. Okay, and we can go for rot, means we can convert into manure and we can use for plantation. So one more also have given here. So refuse, that is what you do not need, reduce what you do need, and reuse what you consume, recycle, that we go for recycling, rot means composting. So one more example also I have given here. So first, what are the benefits of waste management? We discussed importance of waste management. So in the importance of waste management, what we have to follow, either 3R system or 6R system. We will follow 5R system also, plus including one more R, that is 6R's, 6R's waste management. So now benefits of waste management. So saving natural resources. So we can save the natural resources when we are going for waste management. So here we can see, I have given one example here, that is waste paper. After using that waste paper, we can transfer that waste paper into here paper industry, and we can go for recycling. So it is a matter of serious concern for us when we see that many natural resources such as trees, gas and water are diminishing very rapidly. So we are going for deforestation, cutting the trees. We are polluting the water. So we have to save our natural resources. So what are natural resources? Water resources and land resources, energy resources. So all these resources, natural resources, we have to protect. How to protect means we have to go for recycling the waste products by waste management. So we all know that paper, cupboards and paper cups and many other products are made from the trees. So we that what every day we are using the paper or paper cups, all are made from the trees only. So when we are going for recycling, no need to cut the tree and no need to make the paper again. Okay, and no need to make the paper cups again. So after using that, we have to go for example, we are using paper cups or paper, that we have to go for recycling. Again, we have to get into, we can manufacture into new paper, that we can use it and we can save the trees. So trees are cut down on a large scale every year, and new trees are not replacing them at the rate of they are cut. When we are cutting one huge tree, again in 1 or 5 years duration of time, again we cannot go for getting that much huge tree. We cannot go for plantation. So therefore, we should think to recycle paper products so that there is no need of cutting new trees. So it is also quite possible to reuse plastic and metal items. Okay. So some countries have established certain sites where people can bring and sell old newspapers, metal items or glass. These products are recycled and used again. So here producing energy. So we are collecting the waste and we are going for transportation. We are sending to the plant and we are doing waste process, and we are using as a fuel, and we are using as a gas and also electricity. For example, if we take for example food waste. From the food waste, we can produce gas. We can produce methane gas, so that we can use for cooking. And also same food waste we can take and we can produce electricity. We can produce electricity from the food waste. So in this way, we can go for producing energy by going for recycling or going for using the waste properly. So recycling is a great way to produce energy. So by recycling, we save energy because more energy is usually needed to produce a new item. So for example, we can take the food waste, we can produce electricity, and we can produce the gas, and we can produce the fuel also. So reduce pollution. So this is very, very important. So when we are going waste management properly, like recycling or disposing it properly, so we can reduce pollution. We can reduce water pollution, air pollution, soil pollution. noise pollution. We can protect the environment and we can protect the health of the human beings. And when we are protecting the environment, there won't be any disasters will come. So we won't get like a sudden cyclones. We won't get sudden floods. We won't get sudden earthquakes. So sudden means sometimes we won't get rain also. So that time what happens, some areas it will be converting into droughts. So we can reduce the pollution when we are going for waste management, means when we are following the all the 6 R's rules and the importance of waste management, so that we can protect the environment. So here also I have given same point, recycling. So when we go for recycling, so that we can save the nature and humanity. So making more people aware of is a contribution, is a we can protect environment and better future will be there. So we have to manage our waste properly. So the better planet we will have to live in. And apart of leaving a lot of waste, humanity pollute the environment by producing waste products. So factories they pollute the atmosphere with smoke by manufacturing process, and recycling reduces this pollution and helps to save energy. So sounds like win-win solution, means we can reduce the noise pollution also. So recycling rubbish, whatever the rubbish we are collecting every day, okay, that we should not throw in water bodies and we should not throw in oceans or sea or in wastelands, okay, or on surface of the earth, so that we can protect the environment. So we should not throw the rubbish and we have to go for recycling. So same points we are discussing here again. Example taking the paper items, or we can collect that into paper bins, and we can take the paper waste, glass waste, and we can take in glass bins and we can go for recycling. So here synthetic rubber recycle. For example, bunized rubber we will take. When we take the bunized rubber that we prepare rubber from chemicals only. Synthetic rubber. It is a synthetic rubber. So we will take styrene and butadiene and we will use sodium and we will prepare the synthetic rubber, bunized rubber. So by taking that rubber, we will manufacture the tires. So we will use the tires. After using the tires, that tires we will throw it or dispose it. So that tires we can take, waste tire, that after using that old tires we can take and we can go for recycling. So here we can see we are taking the waste tire and we are crushing that one. We are making like a powder, okay, and we can go for making into any, means again we can make the rubber, okay, we can use it, we can reuse it again, and we are making container and we are making here rubber pad and we are making rubber running track. So we can go for recycling, we can make into new products. So this is the 6 elements in waste management. So already we discussed waste generation, on-site handling, storage and processing, collecting the waste, waste transfer and transport, waste processing and recovery, and waste disposal. See, these 6 points are very, very important, because waste generation, so that involves all the activities that identify if material are no longer usable and if they can be used for systematic disposal. So waste generation means when we are throwing the waste, we should see that whether we can dispose that waste or we can go for recycling or whether we can reuse it. So first we have to know, okay. So for example, here you can see water bottle, they are throwing the water bottle. So when we are throwing the water bottle, we have to know where we have to dispose it or whether we can go for recycling. So second point, on-site handling, storage and processing. So we have to collect the waste here and we have to put the waste in properly in dustbins. Okay, different waste we have to collect in different types of the dustbins. Okay, indicating the color, and we have to dispose it. And collection of waste. So here in this picture we can see all the waste is collected by at one place, at one site by municipality people. So that waste we have to collect in vehicles. after collecting in vehicles, that they have to empty in a proper location. So waste transfer and transport. So that only we will do. After collecting the waste, we go for transferring into at one place. After transferring into that place, then we have to separate all the waste, and we can go for recycling or disposing the waste. So waste processing and recovery. So this part involves the facilities or techniques and equipment that are needed to recover and recycle materials from the waste process. So this part is also improve the effectiveness of the other elements and activities in waste management. Okay. So here reduce wasted food, donate excess food. First of all, we should not waste the food. Okay, food recovery. First of all, we should not waste the food. And second thing, we have to donate the excess food. We have to donate, if any food is remaining, we have to donate that one to the other people. Or we can feed to the animals. We can feed to the animals, or we can go for composting or landfill. So in these ways, we have to go for food recovery. Either we should not waste the food, or donate that food, or feed animals, or you can go for composting or landfill. So here you can see three dustbins. One is composting, one is recyclable, one is waste product. All plastic bags, that is waste. Compost is instead of, means we will separate plastic items and we'll take like food product and all that. We'll go for waste food. We go for composting. And recyclable, some products are recyclable like plastic bottles and all. Then we can go for recycling. So waste disposal is the final step in waste management and involves all the activities that are needed for systematic disposal. So already we discussed this: reduce, reuse, recycle, recovery, landfill. So first of all, reduce the waste, or we can reuse, we can go for recycling, or we can go for recovery. Food recovery already we discussed. And last one, we have to go for safe disposal of waste to landfill. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.